Hey there, Michelle. How's it going today?
It's going well, Lindsay. How are you?
Good. Michelle, when you were a kid, did you like to read bedtime stories like with your parents? Were there a lot of stories you were always reading at bedtime?
Yeah. I did like to read bedtime stories as a kid. And actually just last night we were trying to do a whole family bedtime story thing. But then my son knows how to read now. And and so I was trying to get him to read Amelia Bedelia to my daughter, but then everything kind of got out of hand, and then it just wasn't the dream
I imagine sometimes you have a plan, an idea, and I'm sure our listeners can resonate with this of how things are going to go.
And then so adorable.
Things don't go that way at all.
Yeah. But it's okay. So we try and do some reading, do a lot of reading around here when we can. But what about you? Did you like to read bedtime stories?
Yeah, I remember reading the Polar Express, some favorites, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Goodnight Moon was always a classic. Polar Express. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But story, I think that's the thing about stories. We like stories throughout our entire lives, not just as children. We tell stories as adults, campfire stories. We lean in when someone is going to tell us a story, especially if they're a good storyteller, right?
Yeah, exactly. So today we're going to actually teach an expression using the word story that can help you relate to someone with a little bit of personality and maybe even a little sarcasm because it's kind of funny and relatable. Lindsay, what is the expression?
Yeah, I'm so excited that we're going into this today, Michelle, because it really is everywhere. So the expression is story of my life. Story of my life. And here's where the episode's going to veer away from storybooks and children's stories and into another way of using the word story. Exactly. I am excited.
Yeah. So Lindsay, this came up in a recent episode. We did a role play and we realized it's one of those where we said, oh, that's a good one. Let's do a full episode about this.
That's how you know you're getting real English, right, Michelle? Is when it comes up naturally.
Exactly. So we're going to get into this in just a second. But first, we want to say thank you so much to our reviewers.
Oh my gosh. I love it when our listeners take the time to go over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify or even in the apps, the Google Play Store or the App Store, and leave a review and a rating. So huge thank you to UJ Lee, who left us an amazing 5-star review. Thank you to anyone else who like wolves is the username there from China. 5-star review. My name is Kimber. Another 5-star review. So huge thank you. And also SJHK from China, who gave us 5 stars as well. Michelle, amazing. And huge thank you to those that took the time. Guys, go over and leave a review and a rating. We'll read your name out loud on the show. All right?
Definitely. Love it. All right. So let's go through this. Yeah. So when somebody says story of my life.
Yes.
What does this mean?
Oh my gosh. So what this means is that basically someone has said something, and if I respond with story of my life, it means I've experienced the same thing, probably many times. I'm very familiar with what you're telling me.
Yes.
Right?
Right. Exactly. It's something that they've experienced enough or so frequently or so strongly, they could write a book about it, right? They could write a story about it. Lindsay, but would you say that this is used for more positive pieces of someone's life, or
I would say a little more negative, or let's say annoying.
Yeah.
Right?
And annoying.
Yes.
Something tough, annoying. Whether it's something really extreme or just a small hindrance, right? I wouldn't necessarily say, story of my life for something that's just super positive. Right.
Exactly. I don't think it's something tragic, right?
No.
It's not.
Right.
True.
That's another good point.
It's like inconveniences, things that just trip you up a little bit in life, right?
Exactly. So, let's give some examples. What could be one thing? Let's go through some ideas.
We've talked in past episodes. We just did a series on the laundry.
Yes.
We've both shrunk something important, right? I know I did this when I was a teenager, and I still do it sometimes.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not better than that.
Oh, yeah.
The thing comes out, it looks like a baby's shirt or something, right?
Yeah, like, oh no. Or getting lost. I could say story of my life about getting lost.
If you don't have a good internal navigation system, this happens a lot when I travel. I'm definitely not the one, like my partner always seems to know the orientation of our hotel immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you're finding the way back to where we're staying. I don't get it. But getting lost, losing things, this is, annoyances.
Yeah,
irritants, right?
being disorganized, or just, or sometimes if you have to go to a lot of doctors and you're like kind of, anything else you can think of that comes to mind?
Maybe traffic. So if you spend a lot of time sitting in traffic, that could be, right? Someone has come to work and they've said, oh my God, I spent 3 hours in traffic. Oh, story of my life on the I-5. It was really bad today, right? You're resonating. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So again, it's generally used as a response to what someone says to relate to them. Right. So, and it could also be used when you're sharing something and comment that this is the story of your life. So go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's why this is a connection episode and a connection skill, because what Michelle said is really important. It's not just to say I have that problem too, but it's to relate to the other person.
Yes, exactly. And it's kind of fun though, because it has kind of this little sarcastic, little sassy type of undertone for the Sassy Saturday episode.
That's right.
Yeah. And then, but it's also important to have the right intonation, right? Okay. Lindsay, how would you say this? Yeah,
let's do it. So here we go. I haven't been reading because I get too tired at night.
Oh, story of my life. I also am guilty of doom scrolling when I should be reading.
Okay. Yeah. So your intonation was kind of very familiar. You're very familiar with what I'm saying. You're really resonating and you're kind of like, right?
Story of my life. Story of my life. Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Or here's another mini role play. Oh no, I forgot to get gas. I'll have to stop before I get on the road. I always do this.
Oh, Michelle, story of my life. I'm surprised I haven't had to get my car towed for not having any gas. Yeah. Has that ever happened to you, Michelle? Have you ever run out of gas?
Not that. I mean, no, I actually, it's funny because yesterday I was just connecting with someone about that topic and I had already written this and I forgot. But they were telling me, they said, I coasted on E to work. What does that mean?
Scary. Like, you were on empty. Your gas tank was on empty, and basically they didn't really use the gas pedal.
Yes, right, exactly. So
I don't know if I understand how that works.
Yeah. So I was just talking about this. So definitely a connection topic. Or one more. Let's do another little mini one.
Okay. How's it going, Michelle?
It's okay. I've just been so busy getting ready for school.
Oh, I bet.
Story of my life.
Yeah, so this is interesting, right? Because here, like, you're the one who shared the thing. And so far the examples we've shown the other person responding.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And resonating. But here you're just resonating with, you're just furthering what you're saying, right? Yeah, you're resonating with yourself. Exactly.
But it's still connection, right? Because you're just emphasizing, you're making it stronger, which gets the person to know you better and see what's going on in your life. You're sharing.
Exactly. And because I said, oh, I bet, you get the hint that I get it, right?
Yes.
I didn't have to say story of my life. Then you could continue to say, yeah, story of my life, right?
Yep.
So, and that's key because when the person resonates with us, then the conversation can kind of continue on that theme a little bit longer, right?
Yes.
It's really about taking cues from what the person says.
Absolutely. Yep.
Love it. Okay, this is good. So we've got a few other things we might say, and one of them is very modern too, right? One of them is I can relate, right? I can relate. So for example, I feel like I'm always forgetting something at home.
Oh, I can relate, but a lot of the time I am.
So meaning a lot of the time you do forget.
It's not just the feeling. They actually do.
I see. I didn't quite get it at first, but now I get it. Got it.
Yes.
All right. And then what's another?
Another one is just same, right? I think we've talked about this a little bit. Or you could say, oh, same, right?
Yeah.
So, I've been eating sweets every day this week. I should focus on eating healthier.
Oh, same. It's so hard, Michelle. So maybe here it's the holiday season and there's always like sweets in front of you in the holiday season, right? You're always at a party or something. Yeah. So
it's funny. I feel that there is always something. It used to feel like, oh, just the holiday season, but now there's always something where there's food and it's just like some sort of party or some sort of, I don't know, maybe it's something about having kids and there's like a lot of,
maybe.
So anyway, it's kind of true for my life this day.
There's always snacks and sweets around then, right?
Yep.
Love that.
Yep. Exactly. Or what's another one?
You could say that's exactly what happens to me, or that's what it is for me. So, for example, I've missed the train twice this week.
Oh, that's exactly what happens to me, especially when I wake up too late.
Yes. And so that one is a little more wordy, maybe a little longer to say, but we want to give you guys lots of options here. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
And guys, if you were wondering which episode we used this story of my life on that inspired this episode, well, we already touched on our laundry series. So this one was actually in episode 3, part 3 of the laundry series. So check out All Ears English episode 2487. That was Laundry in English part 3. Overwhelmed by laundry? Make it a connection moment. So check that one out.
Nice. Love it. Michelle, shall we go into a role play to bring all this together into one conversation?
Let's do it. So here we are, friends, and we're supposed to be on a coffee date, but I just arrived and I'm late.
Okay, you are the one who's late. Okay, here we go.
I'm late. Okay, here we go. Lindsay, I'm so sorry. I actually thought it was Thursday today and that we were meeting tomorrow.
Oh, it's okay, Michelle. Story of my life. It's hard to keep track, especially in the summer.
Okay, thanks. I get so disorganized.
Oh, I can relate. I missed a get together with my friend and I wasn't even in town, so I couldn't meet her. I felt so bad. I just forget and get distracted.
That's exactly what it is for me.
Yeah, once I have more structure, it'll be good.
Oh, same.
Yeah, I bet a lot of parents feel this way, and people feel this way in the summer, especially if like your schedule's a little less structured, right?
Exactly. When you're on vacation, you can't think of what day it is.
Oh, totally. Which is a good thing, I think, on vacation. You should forget what day it is. I think we need
definitely.
moments to do that. I'm going on a vacation soon to Norway, and I need the vacation. Whoa.
Yeah, definitely. That's so exciting. Yeah. So, here we go. You said, so it sounds like I totally messed up the day we were meeting. You said, you used it as a connection moment. You said, it's okay, Michelle, story of my life.
Exactly. So I'm saying it's okay. And I do that all the time too, right? I'm saying this happens to me a lot too. Being late like you were, right? Yes. and then you say, oh, I get so disorganized. And I say, oh, I can relate. I missed a get together with my friend and I wasn't even in town. Oh, geez. That's not good.
And then you said, I just forget and get distracted. So I said, that's exactly what it is for me. So that's the lengthier one, but very useful too.
And then I said, yeah, once I have more structure, it'll be good. And you said, oh, same. Oh, same, right?
Yeah.
There's something very human about resonating with what someone else has said. Like, I think it just like our brains are so wired for it, for this feeling of relating to someone else and sharing that you've had that same experience. I feel like there's like chemicals that go off or something.
It's true. Yeah. And especially in this kind of situation where I'm feeling bad, I made a mistake, and you using all of these and kind of saying, it's showing we're all human, right?
Totally.
And we're connecting over that. So these phrases really help us do that.
You got it. All right. So I'm going to remind our listeners one more time, guys, if you love our show, our style is all about teaching you English, yes, but it's not just about the language. It's about human connection. So we try to bring every episode back to human connection, how you can use it to connect, to be happier, ultimately, to have better relationships in your life. If you like that style, go and leave us a rating and review, and we'll try to read your name out loud on the show. Okay? Good.
All right. All right. Well, Lindsay, this was fun. I'm glad we could talk about, just really relating to people and not taking ourselves too seriously.
It's so true. We all have our faults, our challenges, our mistakes. And so that's how it is. That's how we are. That's what makes us human, right?
Yep.
Love that.
Exactly. Love it. All right. Well, thanks for chatting with me about this today. And guys, we'll talk to you next time.
All right. Talk soon, Michelle. Bye.
Bye.